After nearly 3 decades of bloodshed, defending the inner colony world of Reach was of crucial importance. If this last bastion of military power fell, there would be little left to protect Earth and the colonies of Sol. Consequently, when the Covenant finally laid siege to Reach, the UNSC marshalled all its remaining forces and prepared to fight to the bitter end. Hey everyone, welcome back to Installation 00, and today we continue our deep dive into the Mythos, a narrative reading of every entry of the Halo Mythos. This is episode 12, and the Fall of Reach. On July the 23rd, 2552, Covenant scouting parties were first detected on the planet of Reach by Army fire teams investigating a downed communications relay near the settlement of Visegrad. Winter contingency went into effect immediately, a standing security protocol to be triggered should the Covenant ever infiltrate Reach. With the relay compromised, the colony was cut off from contact with the rest of human-controlled space. Shortly after this initial security breach, a number of small Covenant vessels managed to penetrate Reach's outer defences, constructing a vast stealth canopy along the Zerdog Ridge to hide their presence. The UNSC struck this site with great force, revealing a series of teleportation spires for ferrying Covenant troops and supplies from the enemy's immense supercarrier, Long Night of Solace. The UNSC then initiated Operation Uppercut, a covert mission to destroy the vessel in order to buy Oni time to execute Red Flag. Already involved in much of what had occurred earlier on Reach, the Spartan 3 fire team, known as Noble, was critical in the execution of Uppercut. Led by the battle-hardened Carter A259, Noble consisted of tactical and logistics specialist Cat B320, forward recon scout June A266, close quarters combatant Emil A239, and the only Spartan 2 of the squad, George 052. A sixth member of the team was added shortly before the Covenant's invasion, and this individual, Spartan B312, also known as Noble 6, would prove indispensable in the final hours of the battle. Noble Team was sent to break the Covenant's hold on a launch facility at Farkas Lake. Hidden there were Sabre orbital fighters essential to Uppercut. Having taken back the launch site, Noble 6 and George 052 led a Sabre squadron into orbit, infiltrating and subverting a Covenant corvette called Ardent Prayer. This enemy ship was used to carry a rigged UNSC slipspace drive that, when activated, destroyed the Long Night of Solace, though at the cost of George 052's life. Miraculously, Noble 6 survived, returning to Reach's surface and making his way to the heavily Covenant-occupied city of New Alexandria. Oni then initiated Red Flag, Nearly all surviving Spartan II super soldiers had been recalled from other fronts in the war, and a Halcyon-class cruiser, the Pillar of Autumn, had been refitted as a heavily armoured warship. This ship was to be commanded by Captain Jacob Keyes, who was just returning from the battle at Sigma Octanus IV. The key component of the mission was an artificial intelligence built by Dr. Catherine Halsey, Cortana. The AI would be used by a Spartan strike team to infiltrate a Covenant capital ship and capture one of the enemy's leaders in order to force a truce and bring an end to the war. Upon extraction from New Alexandria, the surviving Spartans of Noble were immediately sent to Sword Base, an Oni military outpost located in a remote ice shelf called Babdekatha. Here, Halsey and her team were exploring an immense and mysterious foreigner artifact, a crashed ship buried under the ice for thousands of years. Using Cortana, Halsey had managed to retrieve navigation data from the ancient vessel, data that Oni hoped would be critical to turning the tide against the Covenant. When Noble Team reached Sword Base, Halsey revealed their final mission: to deliver Cortana and her data to the UNSC Pillar of Autumn. Despite the overwhelming battle raging in orbit, the ship had withdrawn to Azod, a barren, unpopulated territory on Reach's surface. Noble 6 rendezvoused successfully with Captain Keyes, holding off Covenant forces long enough for the Pillar of Autumn to escape with Cortana. This act of valour would prove to be the end of Noble Team, but the beginning of humanity's final hope. Although pockets of resistance continued after August 30th, 2552, this date would informally mark the end of the fight for Reach. With the full weight of the largest military invasion of the war, the Covenant brutally pummeled Reach, reducing most of its surface to smouldering glass and ash. Nevertheless, amid the tragedy and massive loss of life, there was a single ray of hope. The Spartans of Noble Team, among others, had heroically sacrificed their lives in defense of the world. What remained of Noble in these final hours charged through the besieged shipbreaker yards of Azod and delivered a critical package to Captain Jacob Keyes and the UNSC Pillar of Autumn. This effort allowed Cortana to escape from Reach, and with her, the key to humanity's survival. Thanks for watching. Stick your comments down below and I look forward to what you have to say. And quick shout outs and thank yous to my patrons: Spartan10148, my devastatingly effective Metarch class Ancilla; Silver Spartan, Leon, Ram, Prophet Bear and Irrefutable Justice, my ever-vigilant monitors; the careful tending of Alvin, Andrew, Brian, Cameron, Darian, Devon, Phantom, Flaming Halo, Cabal, Legions Lost, Michael, Spartan0137, The Cave Potato and Wolf Eclipse, my sub-monitors, my growing fleet of Strato Sentinels, and my most loyal of enforcers, and all my awesome Sentinels, Sentries and Constructors who have jumped aboard on Patreon to help support the channel. You have my debt of gratitude. And, as ever, Todd Morrison, my Tier 0 Transcendent YouTube member. Thanks for keeping my installation running on that glorious vacuum energy. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, as it all helps the channel grow and helps me to continue to deliver this kind of content for you guys. And if you're ready for your next steps in evolution, head over to Patreon and become a patron there, or become a YouTube member to attain a higher state of being. Much love to all of you, take it easy everyone, and find peace in the domain.